Here.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Here.
Commissioner Darren DeVito.
Here. Will everyone please rise as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, are there any issues with the agenda from the commissioners?
None. I'll
Okay.
move that we approve the agenda. I'll second it.
Call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren DeVito.
Aye. Okay, now we'll take public comments. If there's anyone that would like to come here and talk about any issue at all. Murray, I'm so surprised. I've never seen you here before. Okay, Murray, go ahead.
Sir, so we're coming to the end of the third quarter of the city's fiscal year. And as I recall, I haven't seen a year-to-date comparison of the budget versus actual spending from this administration. It hasn't been in the packet. I haven't heard you talk about that. We understand that you're not spending money from the transportation sales tax because you got Central Avenue and you got the bridge that you're working on. So there's a few things that would have not been in the March budget. And a lot of it is the personnel. For example, when you hired your HR generalist through Alice Akers and Arnie, she's likely not paid the same amount that her predecessor was. And when you readjusted the Public Works Department and removed the parks from that, I suspect that Mr. Dunn did not see a reduction in his salary. And we're pretty sure that when you created the park superintendent, that Mr. Howard got a raise with the additional duties that he's involved in. And now you've added the community development director, but we have no idea how much that's costing because you haven't said. I do note that when Republic hired its city administrator of late, they put his base salary in the ordinance that hired him. So there was an effort made there. And our emergency management director is now the head of the IT committee, which I don't think any of his predecessors have ever done, and it's not likely that he's doing that for free. And it seems to me you're probably spending more on professional and consultation than any previous administration has. So pretty much all we know about the city's finances are what the sales tax and the use tax brings in. And for the first 3 quarters of the year, compared to last year, your income's up 5%. And for the general fund and use tax, and that's all we know that goes into the general fund, because frankly, we don't know. You may have committed part of the use tax to go to this, that, and the other, but you've never said that. That's up $146,000 from a year ago. So that'll cover a bunch of these things, but we don't know how far that goes. So I'm thinking that if you're trying to cultivate a new generation to expand the city council, you could do a more complete job explaining the cost of running the city. And we know that you're not the federal government and you can't print your own money, and some things aren't getting spent as you may have planned because you've got to get other things done. Please share that. It appears you're falling into the old trope that it's our money, not the public's money, and you don't have to tell anybody what you do with it. That's how come we ended up with Sunshine Law. So there's a lot of information you can share, so please do.
Thank you. Thank you, Murray. Anyone else? You guys want to come up here since you can say you talk to the microphone when you go back to your class. Okay, don't want to do that? All right. Let's move on to regular business, consent agenda. Any issues with the consent agenda?
No.
I'll move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second?
Call the roll.
Mayor Randy Burke.
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar.
Aye.
Commissioner Darren DeVito.
Aye.
All right. Item B, please.
First reading and consideration of approval of ordinance number 9114, an ordinance approving the rezoning of part of the Shallert Trust-owned property.
Okay, the first 5 items tonight are all came from the planning and zoning, and there's a lot of actions here. The planning and zoning has been pretty busy of late, and so here we are. We're doing the first reading tonight of all these planning and rezoning issues. We'll do the second reading in the January. So really, tonight with the first reading, just want to describe what it is. Andrew or Doug, you can correct me if I'm wrong, or if you'd like to come up here, either way is fine. This is, the first one is the Shallert property rezoning. This is the property that is just south of Country Club Estates, and it's found on the west by Eisenhower. And that, I can't remember how many acres there are, but at one section, the east section, I want to say maybe 20% of that whole lot is going to be rezoned for multifamily housing. Now, multifamily housing is something, an ordinance we're working on, because multifamily housing could be anything from a duplex all the way up to a big apartment building. So we need to get some more definition there. In this case, we have talked with the builders. They're planning on duplexes. So did I get all that right? Okay. So any comments from the commissioners on this one?
Is any plat level, anything been given to planning and zoning yet?
Not at this time.
Oh, your department, nothing?
No,
Fine.
it's forthcoming.
So no, okay, thank you.
Hearing no more comments, we'll go to item C.
First reading and consideration of approval of ordinance number 9115, an ordinance approving the rezone of 1509 Glen Street.
Okay, on this one here, this is the area that's right at the east end of Broadway. And this petitioner here would like to build on it, and right now it's zoned for industrial. Now that plat's about 100 years old. There are things that have changed since then, and you'll find that most of the property around there in this zone is industrial. So we're going to approve this because he wants to start building on his house, and then we have a forthcoming next planning and zoning. We're going to go ahead and rezone that whole area to reflect what it is. I think what we're finding is little pieces here and there. This building is zoned. And so Doug Potts, our community development director, is going to be looking at that so we can get some uniform zoning. Don't know why it is. I know it's 100 years old and sometimes it appears piecemeal. Any comments from the commissioners? No. Okay, next item.
First reading and consideration of approval of ordinance number 9116, an ordinance for approval of the preliminary plat for Phase 2 of the North Hill subdivision.
Okay, I don't know if we can get to the map on that one. Okay, I think you see it there. 17th Street is on the right-hand side, and that's the east side. West is bounded by H Highway. The north is County Road 2230. That is the city limit. Beyond that is Lawrence County. And then it goes down, there's
all within Lawrence County.
Well, yeah, but the county starts there. This is inside the city limits. Okay. All right, and that is that's Gerald Ash Horsefield that's below that. If you want to look at the plat, that's what we're talking about is over on the east side. And you see those are duplexes, and they've changed it a little bit so there's only one entrance from those duplexes that goes on to North 17th Street. Did I miss anything here? Okay. Anything for the commissioners?
No.
Okay, next item, please.
First reading and consideration of approval of ordinance number 9117, an ordinance, a new overlay district by adding section 400.007, use height area regulations of legacy lot overlay district. a new Article 111-D of Chapter 400 Zone Regulations of the Code of the City of Monett, Missouri.
Okay, this one is called the legacy lot. It is defined by an area bounded by Front Street up to Central, or up to Cleveland, from Central over to 13th Street. And this area, Central Monett, most of the houses were built over 100 years ago. Or in 2018, the city adopted new codes, and the lot requirements expanded. So what we're doing here is you can build on this legacy lot, what's there right now, with having to, because most of the lots are smaller than the 60 feet. Normally, that's what we have right now. These are mostly around 50 feet. It allows people that instead, if their house burns down or something like that, they don't have to buy the adjacent lot to rebuild. You can build where it is. It makes sense. We've been granting variances to that ordinance for about 2 years now. So what this does, this area is designated, and you can build if your house burned down or you want to build something else on it without having to with the 60-foot frontage. And there's height, area. I mean, is there any big issues there? Or?
It's primarily road frontages and lot sizes.
Okay, road frontage and lot size. So, any comments from the commissioners on this?
If I may make a comment, just to clarify, it does go all the way down to Dairy Street rather than Front Street, so just for the record.
Oh, it includes Marshall. It
That's
goes over
correct,
the yard.
yes.
Correct, okay. Yeah, the map would help with that, but we're not at the map right now. Okay, let's go to the next item.
First reading and consideration of approval of ordinance number 9118, an ordinance for approval for the plat for Hubert and Gilbert's minor subdivision.
Okay, I'm gonna need some help on this one. So Doug, if you could help us out?
Sure, absolutely. So this is a property, specifically a minor subdivision that Kip Colors is putting together. All this is taking a lot, basically subdividing a lot that's already inside of the plat. So effectively, he's just, you can see it up there on the map. It's basically carving out a separate section for, is that one or two houses in there?
Two houses.
Two houses.
On the top left.
That's right. So 2 houses on the top left and effectively duplexes for the rest of the lot. So it's simply a minor subdivision. It's a subdivision of a lot already inside of a plat, and it is already zoned B multifamily.
Okay, that's West Myrtle Street there that you see at the top end of the page, and that's facing north. Okay, sounds like there's no issues with this, it's just breaking up the plat.
Yep.
Okay. Any comments from the commissioners?
Keep busy.
All right, so we'll do all those second readings the next city council meeting. Second readings, again, if anyone wants to comment about those issues, that's a good time to do it. That'll be your last chance to talk about it to the council. All right, next item, please.
Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9119, a resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to engage in a contractual agreement for support and maintenance services for the automated weather observing system located at the Monett Regional Airport.
Now this right here, the AWAS is what we call this. We've tried to get through this for about 10 or 15 years. Money has been the issue. We went up to the State House, I went up to the State House and worked with our elected officials to get the $600,000 for this. We finally got it. By moving the weather system, we want to build hangars down there, and if we can't build hangars with the AWAS sensing system there. We're going to move it to the west side of the runway.
Mr. Mayor, this is a maintenance agreement
This is a maintenance contract.
on the current one.
The previous contract expired.
You mean I made a mistake?
This is just a renewal.
This renewal of the maintenance on the current AWAS.
Oh, I thought we were boarding the okay, how far away were we from that?
Pretty far.
Yeah, we just had a conversation about the new AWAS
Okay.
today.
I always get ahead of myself when I get in
But
here.
this is just maintenance on the current AWAS.
Oh, okay, all right, got it. Are there any comments from the commissioners on this?
I'll move that we engage in a contractual agreement for support and maintenance services for the automated weather observing system located at the Monett Regional Airport.
Thank you. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Davina.
Aye.
All right, next item, please.
Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9120, a resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to engage in a contractual agreement for professional engineering services.
Okay, Vicki?
Yeah, this is a renewal with Sprinkle Engineering Services. Kevin Sprinkle has been the city engineer for a number of years, and this would extend that agreement for 2 more years. Kevin is engaged in a lot of our projects that we currently have underway, and we want to keep that continuity for as long as we can. He's given us 2 more years on an extension.
That's pretty important for both Central Avenue and for the overpass on Chapel Hill. How many years you been here? I just want to confirm that.
Do I have to tell you?
No, your beard's telling a story for me.
January the 4th of '96 is when I was when I became a city employee.
Okay.
And you could add another 10 to that too.
Okay. Have any motions?
I'll move that we engage in a contractual agreement for professional engineering services with Sprinkle Engineering Services.
I'll second it.
Call a roll, please.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Davina.
Aye.
Next item.
Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9122, a resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to engage in a contractual agreement for the purchase of a 107-foot tandem ladder truck for the Monett Fire Department.
Okay, so we're on item J.
Yeah, I think you missed aye.
Let's do I.
Aye.
Oh, I apologize. Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9121, a resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to engage in a contractual agreement for pre-order of fire protective clothing.
And say, this is for, go ahead.
Yeah, this is what we brought to the work session this last week. Talked about we can really get a good discount if we pre-order this fire protection gear. This would be covered in next year's budget. But just to be transparent, we had the work session, and now just to follow up with that, a resolution to say that we're going to order this equipment.
Okay, so that allows us to get the discount.
That's correct.
And as I recall, this is a 10-year, what we have now is going to expire. You can't use expired gear when you go to fight a fire.
That's correct. It's a life cycle of about 10 years.
Okay, do I have any motions on this resolution?
I'll move that we engage in a contractual agreement for pre-order of firefighter protective clothing with Sentinel Emergency Solutions.
Second?
Call the roll.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Davina.
Aye.
Item J.
Reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9122, a resolution authorizing the City Council of Monett, Missouri to engage in a contractual agreement for the purchase of a 107-foot tandem ladder truck for the Monett Fire Department.
And again,
Same reason, right?
Yeah, same reason. We spoke to council about this in a work session, our last work session. Our current ladder truck is 30 years old. We're seeing some maintenance issues on it right now. Even when we get this ladder truck, we'll continue to keep our current ladder truck as a reserve vehicle. So we're not going to get rid of it. But the city is growing, and the city has some needs for, our current ladder truck is 75 feet. This one's 107 feet. So we're needing 107 feet.
Now that'll get you up to the 4th floor, right?
Correct.
So if we do a hotel, apartment building, and I think it'll help us with the Clark Center as well, correct?
Yep.
Correct.
And, go ahead.
With this, I understand we're doing some investigation on some financing options. Is the purchase of this fire engine going to be contingent upon that financing, or we're
Yeah,
just going to choose the best financing?
Yeah, we'll bring the financing to council for a resolution vote.
Okay.
And we are researching that right now.
Yep.
Some financing institutions that were recommended to us. We're looking at some local lenders, and then we have some other opportunities that we believe that we're going to pursue.
Good.
We simply have to do this. Our current ladder truck is 30 years old.
Correct.
Yeah, the life cycle on those is normally 25 years. It takes several years after we order to actually get the truck. And the current truck we have went through in the last month, I think, $50,000 of repair. So it's something we have to do, and it supports our growth. All right, have any motions?
Yeah, I'll move that we engage in a contractual agreement for the purchase of a 107-foot tandem ladder truck for the Monett Fire Department from McQueen Equipment Services.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Andavina,
Aye.
Item K, please.
reading and consideration of approval of resolution number 9123, a resolution endorsing the industrial pretreatment program modifications proposed by Drop Collaborative for the city of Monett, Missouri, and to submit these program modifications to the Missouri Department of Natural Resources for review and approval.
Okay, Vicki?
This again goes back to our work session the other day. I don't think Skip is here.
Yes, he is.
Yep. All right, Skip, you want to come up and explain this? I'm sure you're going to explain it better than I am. But this is the resolution that was needed from the work session.
Yeah, we're going through right now, kind of revamping our pre-treat, and that's kind of part of just getting our new permit down at the wastewater treatment plant. So we got 7 pre-treat customers we work with, so we're going through all the ordinances, we're going through looking at all the permits. This is basically, you all kind of reviewed what we had. It's the city kind of saying, as we ship it to DNR, that the city is going to approve all of our code changes and ordinance when the time comes.
Okay, now these changes will incur a cost on the businesses themselves, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Down the industry itself.
Yeah, there'll be, surcharges for putting higher strength stuff to the plant, and I think there's some charges we're putting in for just some of the inspection and stuff we do for the industries to manage the program.
Okay.
He educated us very well on the work session, everyone. This is a...
Well, to explain this, we have a wastewater treatment plant. Industry puts a lot of stuff in the water that you don't want in your wastewater. So we act as the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, as the agent to make sure that they have pre-treating, so whatever comes out of their plant will be able to meet the specifications of our intake. So when it goes out, it meets all the requirements for clean water on the effluent of the wastewater treatment plant. That's what this is about. Any motions?
I'll move that we pass the resolution endorsing the industrial pre-treatment program modifications proposed by Drop Collaborative for the city of Monett and submit these modifications to the Missouri Department of Natural Resources for approval.
Second. Call the roll.
Mayor Raineyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Ken Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren Andavina,
Aye. Okay. Mickey?
Yeah, just a couple of things. Festival of Light has started, and just want to thank the Electric Department, Public Works Department, Parks Department for their role in making sure that Festival of Light is successful. To date, the Chamber keeps reporting that there's more and more cars that come through the South Park, which is very exciting for our city. Last Friday night, if you weren't in downtown Monett, you missed a lot of activities up and down Broadway. A lot of our businesses down there, the coffee shop, the bookstore, the brewery, were all having activities, and you couldn't find a place to park on Broadway, which is exciting to see activities happening down in our downtown district. Doug Potts, our new Community Development Director, was able to attend the Chamber of Commerce and meet that group. He's planning on meeting with the Monett Main Street this coming week, and so Doug has certainly hit the ground running, and he's really helping us with not only the community development, but economic development portion of what he was brought to the city to do. We are finalizing some things at the city annex, and our next board meeting will be held January 8th in the annex. And even if everything's not quite in place, we're still going to meet there, but we're making progress on the city annex building that will allow council and other committees and commissions to have a place to meet for the city of Monett.
Exciting.
All right, so this is the last time we're going to do city council meetings here. The new annex, it's not a new, it's a refurbished building, is right behind the AutoZone over on Marshall Hill. And that's where we'll be conducting all of our meetings, all of our board meetings, planning and zoning meetings. And I think we're going to do a grand opening over there.
We are. We're going to do a ribbon cutting the 29th of January, and then we'll kind of do some open houses throughout the month.
Okay. We got a VIP day going over there?
January 6th.
Okay. All right. Have any motions to go into a closed session?
Do you have a list of
Yes.
attendees, please?
Jessica Stamps, HR, George Dowd, Chief of Police, City Clerk, and City Administrator.
Thank you. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for coming. Merry Christmas.
Well, why don't we, let's go
make the motion. And I was doing.
Okay.
We're going to move into closed session. Again, we thank you for being here. Council will convene as a closed session pursuant to section 610.021, Missouri State subsection 1, 3, and 13 with the personnel selected by city administrator
And legal matters.
and legal matters.
I'll second. Call the roll.
Mayor Ragenberg,
Go Cubs.
Commissioner King Gaspar,
Aye.
Commissioner Darren DeVita.
Aye.
Okay. We'll convene in closed session here.